Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Trails Radio Show. Thank you for joining us this evening. Today, my special guest is actor Mr. Michael Flynn. Join us in a minute. Okay, my first question to you is, how did you get started in your career? How did your career begin?
Well, I was a high school student at George C. Marshall High School, just outside Washington, D.C., and I wanted to play sports. I love sports, still do. I played, football, basketball, baseball, so I tried out for all the teams, and I didn't make any of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I would definitely make the baseball team because that was my favorite sport, but I didn't make that team either. So, in my sophomore year, I thought, well, I got to do something. So it was after school, and the drama teacher was out in the hall and said, "Hey, why don't you come in and try out for this play that we're doing?" And I said, "Well, I've never done anything like that." He says, "I don't care. Come on in." So I did, and I got a small part, and I thought, "Wow, I like this, and I can do this." So that's what I've been doing ever since. Did a lot of the stuff in high school and college. When I graduated from college, I just kind of took it from there.
Yeah, so that's when the acting bug bit you. It started from there.
Yep. Yep.
What do you find is the most challenging part or the most difficult part for you being an actor?
The most difficult part of being an actor would have to be getting the work. I mean, it's a tough business. It's very competitive. It's just it's tricky, and so you try to keep yourself prepared, keep yourself active, training, busy, and so the most difficult part, I guess, is, and sometimes it's just kind of hanging in there, because there are good years and bad years, and good times and bad times, especially when you're young, starting out.
Yeah.
And a lot of temptation to go do something else, especially if, like I was, we're married and you have kids, and it can be difficult on family life because the income isn't always regular, and like I said, there are good times and bad times, and the pressure to run off and get a real job can be pretty intense, not only on oneself, but also from other people in your life, like wives and kids and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, this business is kind of hard, you have to choose it's kind of hard to, with your family life and your professional acting life, it's kind of hard to choose in between both, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, this business is very unpredictable. It's very interesting. It's not for everybody.
Yeah, that's very true, Trey. It's very true.
Do you have any upcoming projects in acting work or anything you can share?
I'm going to be in High School Musical this week. It's a TV series. Nothing important, nothing interesting, actually. It's just I'm going to work on that this week. I guess the biggest thing in my life right now is a film that I wrote and directed and produced, and we're getting ready to get that. We're getting it ready for a theatrical run this summer, and kind of working with a distributor and submitting to film festivals and that kind of thing.
Well, that's good. Yeah, that sounds very interesting. Yeah, I remember some of your work. I'm a fan of some of your work. I remember you did a role in a Disney Channel movie years ago, Halloween Town 3. You were the bad guy in that.
Yeah, I did. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then you did a few episodes, I remember, in a TV show years ago, Touched by an Angel, with Roma Downey and Della Reese. You did a few roles.
Yeah, I did a bunch of those. I think I did 10 or 12 episodes on Touchdown Angel.
Mm-hmm. Do you also do voiceover work, or are you primarily just film and television?
I do some voiceover, not as much as I used to. Used to do a lot of radio commercials, hundreds and hundreds of television commercials, video commercials, what they call industrial work. And for an actor, that means, let's say there's an insurance company or something like that that has a sort of an internal video that they're doing to train their people or something like that. So or maybe it's for a convention that they're having. And so they want to do a nice video, and so they hire actors to come in and do videos for them. And that's pretty good work, actually. It's not all that exciting, but I think it pays well, and it's easy to do. And so I've done a whole bunch of that as well.
Yeah. Well, it's good to stay busy as long as you enjoy it, That's the most important thing in this industry, It's not work if you're having fun, It is work, but, as long as you're enjoying it and having fun,
Yeah, I do enjoy it. It is a lot of fun, and I've gotten to the point in my life where it's regular enough and whatnot that things go pretty smoothly at this time. Plus, I don't know if you knew this, but I started doing the Actors Workshop probably about 10 years ago. And that's been really fulfilling to me in a lot of ways.
Can you discuss that a little bit, the Actors Workshop? Can you explain?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. It's at a studio. It's all mine. And I work with a group of anywhere from 8 to 12, sometimes a little bit more, actors every month. And it's been very successful, very popular here. And I really enjoy doing it. I work sometimes one-on-one with clients. People rent my studio to do various things, and so it all works out pretty well.
Yeah, and this is in Utah? This is...
It is. It's in Salt Lake City.
Okay. That sounds very interesting. So not only you're an actor, but you also kind of coach and teach acting, too. So that must be fun, too.
I do. Yeah, I do. And it is fun. It's fun, and it's fulfilling to just work with the actors. I really like working with actors. So I've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah. It's always good to have a good acting coach or a good acting teacher. You learn more and experience more. You never stop learning. There's always room to learn.
There you go.
What do you find is the most difficult part for you teaching or coaching acting? What do you find is the most challenging part in that field?
I think in that regard, just finding different ways to inspire an actor and to get them to reach down deep inside themselves and work from their instincts rather than from their head, and then to develop those instincts and to break down their walls and stuff like that, to be vulnerable. Because being an actor, when you're working as an actor, when you're working in my workshop or in front of a camera, getting paid to be there or something like that, a great deal of it is just being vulnerable, being willing to open up and let out that character that's inside you.
Yeah.
It's challenging sometimes to find the trigger points for various actors, some experienced, some inexperienced, to try to help them improve as an actor and develop their craft.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you always have to improve your acting skills. As I said, you never stop learning, and it's always good to find a good acting teacher, acting coach, and take acting lessons. I've been in this industry for 6 years, a radio host, voice actor, theater actor, and I always say acting is reacting, or I'm a people watcher. I just watch people and you never know, it can pop up in a character, So.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. For acting, there's really, you can describe it quite simply. You listen to the other actor, and then you react. And so that's just the basic foundation of acting is just you listen and you react. But then the question becomes, can you really listen, and can you react in an interesting and a passionate way? And can you make the words that are given to you, can you make them sound as if that's the first time you ever said them? That they're just coming out of your instincts, not out of your head. It's not something, it doesn't feel like you're memorized, even though you are. And that's part of the art of being an actor, is to make dialogue sound like you're just making it up on the fly, whereas you're not. It's all predetermined, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, deep down acting is very simple, really when you think about it, you have to know your lines, show up on time, and know the character you're playing, and then, but it is challenging, this is not a easy business, this is not for everybody, but if you have the craft and passion for it, you'll go far in this business.
Yeah.
I've been blessed to be in this business for 6 years, and I hope to still be doing it for many, many more years. So.
That sounds great. I congratulate you on being in it for as long as you have.
Thank you. I started in the business when I was 13. I'm 19 now. I started when I was young, but I always had the interest in it. My last question to you is, and I know we just talked a little bit about this, but do you have any other pieces of advice for people who want to get into acting?
My main advice would be, don't do it. Yeah, my main advice would be, if you could be satisfied, comfortable, and if you can really enjoy life by doing something else, I would say go do something else, because it's a tough business. It's not easy, and it will disappoint you many, many times. And every once in a while, it hands you a nice, juicy carrot. But most of the time, you're going to find yourself being frustrated. And sometimes we look at the big stars, the Tom Hanks and the Meryl Streeps of the world, and this and that, and we think, wow, they just got a great life. And I suppose, I don't know either of those two, but I suppose they do have a great life. I don't know for sure. But yes, they stay busy as an actor, and they make a good living, and that's wonderful for them. But the average amount of money that an actor makes is very, very little, right, on the average. Of course, there's a lot of people who are actors, and they have other jobs that they do, and acting is maybe their main focus, but they work as an insurance broker, or they work in a restaurant, or they work in real estate or something like that, something that can be flexible, so that they can pay the bills. And that's really what pays the bills. It's rare that an actor comes along and can pay the bills as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say probably less than 5% of the actors in the world actually make a living as an actor. They have to do other things. So I've gotten into other things that are related to acting, such as writing and directing and producing and doing my workshop and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, many actors, you don't know, they usually have a day job or a side job, and that's what mainly is their main focus, but then, they also do the acting. But, yeah, acting, it doesn't make a lot of money unless you become a big star, but many people these days, especially younger people or people my age, they think they want to get into acting and they immediately become an overnight success. That's not it. That's not the case.
Right.
Yeah, you have to work hard. it is work, acting,